All right, everybody, we are live back for the bi-weekly Q&A. Talk shop, talk about online business, affiliate marketing, personal branding, high-ticket products, a bunch of different things, whatever you guys want to talk about. If you guys are watching this on Facebook, be sure to drop me a hashtag live, hashtag replay. Let me know when you're watching it. Boost some engagement so we can get some questions answered out to more members in the community. So yeah, pretty much just hanging out. Do these every other week inside of the group, depending on what I got going on. I usually try to do some type of Q&A inside of the Facebook group or do some type of training. So pretty much we've had a massive influx of members and growth in the Facebook group in the last couple weeks. I've been absolutely growing like crazy. Had something like 300, 400 members join the group in the last week and a half or so, which is absolutely awesome. It's, in my opinion, people that are looking to build online businesses, change their lives, make 2022 the year that they actually start that online business. Super excited. So for those of you that don't know me, since I know a lot of you guys are new, my name's Nate. Obviously, if you're watching this live, you probably know my name. I'm an online entrepreneur. I've been in the online space for quite a few years now. I started back with Amazon FBA, ran social media marketing agency for about a year where I was selling Facebook ads to local businesses. And I got extremely burnt out on the customer service aspect of it. You know what I mean? It was like continuously this revolving door of acquiring new clients, delegating all of their needs, what they want, types of funnels, and whatever they wanted it to be doing in their business. And I just got extremely burnt out on it. But at the same time of running my social media marketing agency, I kind of stumbled into affiliate marketing because I was setting up sales funnels for these businesses and I was getting them to sign up for software companies, right? And at the time, I started because I wanted passive income. I wanted the holy grail. I wanted to be sitting on the beach and getting paid to sip drinks, even though I don't drink. But, that was the goal. And I kind of transitioned into affiliate marketing after that. And I started running Facebook ads to ClickFunnels products, software companies. And at the time of this, it was quite a few years ago now. So it was a really popular business model at the time called Business in a Box, which was where you would set up a basically done for you system, right? You would set up a training where people could come in, they could change out their links, they drive traffic to it. And it was kind of like a weird MLM-y kind of vibe. And then ClickFunnels actually ended up changing their policies. So it's not allowed anymore. But that's not why I stopped doing it. I stopped doing it because it was I was not profitable, right? I was running paid ads to this free training that was supposed to monetize on the back end. I think it was costing me like $98 per sign up. And I burnt through my entire life savings trying to do that, trying to make money, trying to get up to, the passive income. So then I transitioned in my business again. I transitioned into blogging and I blogged for a really long time. I blogged for probably like a year. I put out blog posts. I was paying a copywriter to write articles for me as well. So we were doubling down on all these pieces of content. I think I published 200, I know exactly. I published 286,000 words on my blog, which is like 5 books worth of content. So I think Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone has like 60,000 words. So absolutely massive blog. And yet again, I transitioned into my business after that. And I got basically really burnt out on sitting and waiting, right? With search traffic and YouTube and blogging. They are absolutely beautiful platforms, right? They have the opportunity to grow and continue to bring sales and ad revenue and all these other opportunities, but they're slow, right? You put out a piece of content and you wait, and it brings in traffic, but it's a prolonged period of time. And I actually discovered the power of like Facebook, right? And if you guys are watching this video or this live at the time of making it, I'm huge on Facebook. Because it's, in my opinion, not like any other platform. You can be proactive. You can get out there. If you want to make offers, you want to get in contact with people, you have the freedom to do that. A good way to look at it would be everybody on your everybody on your friends list is a new person in your audience, right? And every post that you're putting out, and then you have the availability to get in direct contact with them. There's very few platforms out there that are like that. So that's why it's one of my preferred methods. And especially if you're in the high ticket space like I am, because you can bootstrap your business, you can go out and make high ticket sales. And I know I'm completely rambling, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm just trying to make sure that there's no dead space in the live and people jump in and I'm not talking, because that's like the worst thing ever when you get onto a live. So that's kind of where I've been at for quite a while now, in the organic Facebook space. I probably bought every course in relation to organic Facebook under the sun, like every big name that in the organic Facebook space. I can probably guarantee you that I've bought their high ticket trainings. And I also work directly with Jacob Karras, who is the owner of Super Affiliate Accelerator, one of my main promotions. I'm in his year-long coaching program. So big things will definitely be happening in the next year. Plan on rolling out my own offers, my own coaching program, my own course. I'm actually collabing with someone right now. We might be happening a lot sooner than I thought. So that's definitely exciting times. But yeah, that's like a very brief overview of what I've done, where I've been in the online space, or how I got into it. So I wanted to ask where to start with affiliate marketing. How much capital do you need for a beginner, like minimum if you're low on cash? So it varies. It depends on what route you're going, right? If you're going to go like, I would do Facebook, right? I would go all in with Facebook. That's what I'm always going to advocate for, because that's where I have a lot of success, and there's less, you don't need as much, right? If you're using like passive traffic sources and all these other things, you need these crazy automations, you need landing pages, you need sales funnels, you need email automation tools. But if you're using Facebook, you can literally use your Facebook profile and a Google document, right? Even to this day in my business, the majority of my high ticket sales still come from Google documents, right? Putting together the product you're promoting, some bonuses you're offering on a Google document, putting your affiliate link in there, and closing the sale directly on a Google document. Very powerful strategy, super overlooked. So realistically, if you were talking about like cost of operation, cost of getting your business up and going, nothing, right? If you're just starting, you can start putting out free content on Facebook. You can start making offers for free, especially if you're using like Google documents. The only other expenses that would potentially would be if you were getting into training, right? Which I would highly recommend, even though you're in this group and you're watching this training right now, and there are dozens of hours of training videos inside of this group, I would highly encourage you to invest into a consolidated training step by step, right? It's just going to make your life a whole lot easier, instead of like having to look for what you need and you don't know what you don't know, so you don't really know what you're looking for. And as far as that can vary depending on where you're at. You said you are a little strapped for budget. There is tons of inexpensive trainings that are packed with value, right? Packed with information. My 6-day workshop, you can get into my 6-day workshop for $7, which is basically breaks down the strategy that I use to make high ticket sales using Facebook, right? From A to Z. It's dripped over 6 days. So it shows you the exact strategies. And then at the end of that 6-day workshop, you also have the opportunity to get on a strategy session with me. So that would be my recommendation. If you want more info on the 6-day workshop, I can definitely shoot it to you when I get off this live, because I can't actually see who you are right now. But that would be my recommendation. Start with Facebook. There's less moving parts. You don't need as much automations. You don't need as much tech. So it's easier for a beginner, and it also lets you focus on high income skills, right? Marketing, sales, copywriting, because all your energy can go into actually developing these skills. And then when your business moves down the line and you want to move into paid ads, you want to move into automations, you want to start doing all these other things, it's a lot easier because you already understand why they're working. So that's why I'm a huge advocate on doing Facebook in general. quite a few different pros to it, I guess you could say, in my opinion. But I guess to preface, you want to be making sure that you are promoting a more expensive product, especially if you're using something like Facebook, because it does require you to be a little bit more proactive, right? If you want, the way it works is the more that you're putting in, the more that you're going to get out, right? It's not like other platforms where you could put out a ton of content. You could be putting out content for months and months and months, and you're not seeing any results. Facebook's a little bit different. So I'm going to highly encourage you to promote an expensive product, right? A more expensive product on the front end, something that will pay you bigger commissions. So it allows you to generate more cash flow on the front end. And then you can also create an offer of your own. You can package something that makes you unique and something different, right? And that's a huge component to the affiliate marketing space. A lot of people miss is actually having an offer, right? People are jumping into an affiliate program, they're promoting the product, and that's it, right? That's their offer. And in reality, if you want to have massive amounts of success, you need to have something that's unique to you and increases the perceived value. And what I mean by that is, if someone buys a high ticket product for me, I'm giving them books, weeks or months of coaching calls, lifetime group coaching, things on top of this product that I'm actually promoting, right? And that's going to be a huge difference between, making a few sales or making a lot of sales. Because online business, like momentum is a very real thing. It starts to snowball like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts to build onto itself, right? So a huge aspect of that is actually getting something together that's unique to you, right? Something that is going to make you stand out, something that increases the perceived value, something that's actually going to help other people actually have success with whatever you're doing, whatever space you're playing in, because I think a big part also that gets missed is the more that you can actually help people make money or have success, depending on what niche you want to be in, the bigger your brand grows, right? So your credibility, if you're working with people and they're making sales, you're helping them grow their groups, you're helping them do things, you're helping them get clarity, stacking those testimonials, stacking those actual student results, right? Those are the things that are going to make your brand and your business explode, right? And I'm only mentioning it because that's a big thing that I missed for a while in my business. Is when I was starting, it was like I would go make a high ticket sale and then I would be on to the next. I would make another high ticket sale, I'd be on to the next. Instead of maintaining and building these relationships with my buyers and people that are buying products, doing everything in your power to make sure that they have success, because it's going to help your brand grow too, right? The more that you're able to help them, your success is going to grow as well, because you're going to be able to showcase that, right? And it's actually sometimes even more powerful than having success yourself, right? Because it's more tangible for people to relate to. If I tell somebody, oh yeah, I had a $2,500 day, they're like, that's not even a real thing. That's not possible, right? Versus if I tell them that I was able to help one of my students grow their group from 0 to 1,000 members in 90 days. That's it's a realistic goal for a lot of people, especially people who are just starting. And I know if you're just starting or you haven't jumped into online business, I know a lot of this might sound like you wouldn't be able to do this, right? You can't help somebody else. But I will tell you, you can. You just have to get a very crystal clear picture on who you want to be working with, right? You read books or you get into anything they're talking about, your ideal avatar, your perfect customer, getting a clear picture on who that person is. I like to look at it as it's a previous version of you, or wherever you're at in your journey. You're selling to someone previous, a version of yourself that you used to be. Because then you can always help them, right? You can always help them get through what they're struggling with. You can relate to them. And in reality, that's all affiliate marketing is. And personal branding is building relationships with people and monetizing on those relationships, right? Not in a sleazy way, but we're all here to make money. You're trying to start an online business, so you got to make money. You can't give everything away for free. But yeah, that's a total ramble, total tangent. So if you guys do have questions, don't hesitate to drop anything in the comments and I'll give you guys answers. No sugarcoating over here. I try to be as fully transparent about everything. Online business definitely takes a lot of work. It's not as easy as most will make it out to seem, right? That's marketing for you. You're building a business, right? That's at the end of the day, that's all it's what you're doing. It's going to take a lot of work, right? Can it make passive income? Can it make residual income? Of course, right? It's not like a traditional job where you go clock in and then you leave your job and then it's over, right? You're stacking things, right? If you're creating content for 6 months, all those pieces of content it's prolonged, right? They're going to continue to work for you. They're going to continue to get exposure to what you're doing. They're going to continue to compound onto themselves, right? So is it going to happen like overnight? Are you going to start raking it in off a couple pieces of content? Probably not, right? That's not the standard. That's sometimes it happens. People go viral, people explode extremely fast, but that's not the standard, right? That's not the norm, I guess you could say. Do you cover this in the $7 course? I'll definitely be buying it soon. Let's say you build up that snowball and now you branch into making an e-commerce store or make your own website. And will you be a mentor outside the course? And thank you for everything you've done so far. So the $7 course is you'll get access to my 6-day workshop, right? Which is a step-by-step process how I sell and promote high-ticket products on Facebook, right? And then you'll also get access to a 2-week training program, which is going to break down various different components to online business. And then if you are building, there's no right or wrong answer, right? So when my goal here and in general is to help people build personal brands, right? Whatever you want to sell, whatever you want to do, that's up to you, right? It's your business. That's not my choice. I'm still more than happy to help everybody start, whether they promote things that I'm interested in or not. That's not why I'm in this space, to get people to sell the same things that I want to sell. We all have our own interests, right? So that's what I enjoy doing, is helping people build personal brands around things they enjoy, things they actually like, that they're passionate about. Because as I'm talking about, if you're building an actual business, it's going to take time. Hopefully you're going to be in this for the long haul. I'm going to be here. I've already been here a lot longer than a lot of people. So why not make it a revolve around something that you actually enjoy, right? That's the beauty of this online space, is you can do whatever you want. You can make money doing whatever you want. You can build an audience of people interested in what you're interested in, and then sell them products relevant to that. I see you have some training videos in the guide section. Should I do that first before your $7 training program? I would probably actually recommend doing it the other way around. As I was talking about a little bit previously in the live, there are tons of resources in the guide section. There's a bunch of different strategies, but they're not as consolidated. They're not in a linear fashion, right? So they can be kind of confusing, and they could kind of pull you in different directions, right? So I would actually recommend getting into the $7 training and then supplementing what you don't know or what you need to know with the guide section, right? Because as you're learning these things in a linear fashion, in a consolidated way, you can kind of put out spot fires with the guide section, right? I might mention this in my 6-day workshop, and then you want a deeper dive on that strategy, then you can look in the guide section because there's a training that's covering that. Not that you couldn't, you could do whatever, right? But I would recommend actually doing the $7 training and then using the guide section, because there's a bit of information overload. I know there's a ton of information in there. I've actually been thinking about pulling some of it out because there's too much, right? There's a lot of material in there. And a lot of people get lost, right? And it's kind of overwhelming. So that would be my 2 cents as far as like how you should go about it. Kind of get your foot in the door and then see how things work, and then use the guide section to do other things, right? There's so many different trainings in there that if you don't have your bearings, like if you don't, sorry, I totally lost my train of thought. Yeah, I probably won't. It's been a thought recently. That's why I actually rolled out the training last week that was more suited for beginners, kind of breaking down, basic affiliate marketing components, because, sometimes I probably dive too deep and I get new members in here that don't really know what affiliate marketing is. And then I'm releasing these trainings that are like advanced tactics and advanced strategies that I had no idea of when I was starting. And sometimes it's hard to remember that kind of stuff. Hi, Newbie from South Africa. Hey, thanks for jumping on. Glad to have you. Welcome to the group. If you're new here, super pumped to have you as a part of the community. I do these weekly calls or bi-weekly calls. I used to do them weekly, but I don't do them anymore. Try to do some type of video training, video course, or video Q&A, whatever, provide some value. I have been dialing in them back a little bit. I've got a little busy. I got super busy with rolling out other things, working on different offers, different, one-to-one students and stuff like that. So I've been having to dial back these free Q&As, but it's definitely something I enjoy. That's actually my favorite. That's my favorite part. My favorite aspect of this business model is actually the coaching and consulting, the one-on-one time, the personalized help, right? That's something I didn't have when I was starting. So that's actually one of my favorite aspects. Hey, Colleen, thanks for jumping on. Hope you're having a great day. Totally just chilling, rambling. May I ask, why is the course $7? I feel like some people are skeptical when it is that cheap. I'm not complaining, but just a question. So, a couple reasons for it. It's cheap because it's a good way to get people in the door, right? It's a good way for people that are skeptical. So I primarily sell high ticket products, right? I sell products $1,500 to $5,000, right? That's my primary promotion. But if people are just starting their journey online and you throw a price tag at them like that, they're usually not interested if they're a cold audience. And I've had a massive influx of people jumping into the group that don't even know me, right? So I don't expect people to buy expensive products that aren't aware of who I am. And the price tag is literally like I could sell it for 99 cents. The point of it from a marketing perspective is to weed out people that aren't serious. You know what I mean? People that are, I don't know how to say it without sounding rude, but having some type of money involved, right? It will weed out a lot of people that aren't really even looking to build their business, right? And I guess going into it with the right intention, right? It's a $7 training. It's not going to make you 10K a month in the next 30 days, right? It's a way to get your foot in the door and learn if this business model is the right fit for you, if it's something that you want to do, if it's something you want to move forward with. It's not the holy grail of solutions, right? It's something to get your foot in the door, right? See what you want to do, if affiliate marketing, if building a personal brand, if having an online business is something you actually want to move forward with, right? I did it for a long time, and I've given them for free, right? I've done tons of free courses, like step-by-step masterclasses, 6-day workshop. I mean, if you look in the group, the 6-day workshop, there's tons of people posting about it, and I actually removed it. Like, it's no longer free. And the reason for that is because nobody ever takes action with it. Nobody ever does anything with it, right? So the cheap, inexpensive price is to actually encourage people to actually take action, right? It weeds out some of the people who aren't serious. And then the people who do jump in are more inclined to actually put in the work, because even if it's a small amount of money, there's some type of emotional attachment to money, right? you have something into it, right? Some type of investment, even if it's a small one. So that's just a couple of reasons behind the pricing. But yeah, people are skeptical about online business in general. There's a lot of trash out there, and I won't sugarcoat it. There's a lot of stuff out there that's not delivering on what's promising, right? Or like delivering on what they're talking about, and I know because I bought a lot of them myself. I bought a lot of courses, programs. I bought a lot of, I've spent astronomical amounts of money on my business. I think I've spent like $30,000 this year on my business, right? But I'm also in a different place than a lot of people. So I won't turn that into a soapbox about investing because you probably hear it all over the place, right? People who are not ready to invest in themselves. Yep. Yeah. Which do you think the best platform for a newbie to start? Facebook, 100%. That's going to be my number one recommendation. 99% of the time, start with Facebook. Less tech. It's easier, right? There's not a huge learning curve. You get into other things and you have to learn all of these components. More often than not, especially if you're watching this live, you already know how to use Facebook. So if you do it correctly, it can be one of the most powerful strategies, right? And I'm not going to say do Facebook like you see 80% of the other organic Facebook marketers doing, spamming affiliate links, spamming people's DMs. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, creating content, providing value to your audience, and building an audience and monetizing that audience with products, whether that's products you partner with as an affiliate, products you create yourself. No right or wrong answer, but that's what I would definitely recommend. Facebook. I struggled for a long time to have profit in my business at all. Like I was probably a year and a half in my business before I ever even turned a profit. But everything changed in my business when I started implementing Facebook, right? And as I was talking about in the beginning of the live, is it allows you to focus on actual income producing skills, right? Instead of jumping into something and you're spending, the next 3 weeks building out a sales funnel or building out all these other things, which are important aspects when you get to a certain point, of course, right? But on the other side of the spectrum, if you're doing something like Facebook, from day one, you can focus on the psychology behind sales, how to close one-to-one sales, how to write compelling copy, perfect your copywriting skills, right? Marketing yourself. And all of these things are crucial aspects as your business grows. And then you start mixing in other things to scale your business, like automations and funnels and all these advanced tactics. It makes having success with those a lot easier because you already know why they're working, right? And that's kind of like if you see, that's a big thing in this industry, right? You have clone of funnels, you have clone my email templates, and you have all these other things that other people offer, right? And then do you want to know why they work for some but they don't work for others? It's usually because the people that they're working for understand the reason why they're working, right? They know why these are working, how to get people into what they're offering. So that's usually my biggest recommendation, right? Is Facebook, and I don't mean to sound like I'm beating a dead horse, but that's my preferred method. And just to elaborate, I'm not talking about paid ads. I'm talking about a business page. I'm talking about using your Facebook profile as a means of business, creating a group of your own. Groups are absolutely amazing. You get warm inbound leads on autopilot when you get to a certain point. Yes, you have to invest in yourself. Yeah, I would highly encourage it, right? Like that's like, and investing is you're either going to invest time or money. You're going to invest both realistically. But investing money up front can save you a crap load of time. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to get all this information on YouTube or wherever and just, pulling out the credit card and investing, right? It can be scary at times, right? I get that. I've invested tons of money. And I've made bad investments, right? I've invested into things that I didn't enjoy, or in things that ended up not being what I thought they were going to be, right? But I've still got a ton of information and a value from it. And a good way to look at it is like, if you're investing in yourself, that's going to yield an infinite ROI, especially if you're playing in like the internet marketing space or in the online info space in general, right? If you go out and you create your own product, or you create your own digital course or something like that, the more amount of knowledge that you have, the more money that you can charge for that, right? So if you're investing up front and you're learning all these skills, you're learning all these components, and you have all of this knowledge, you can sell that knowledge, right? And it's a beautiful business model, right? Do you need a new Facebook account if you already have one for years? No, you don't. You can create a new one if you want, but if you've already had one for years, I would just recommend maybe cleaning up your profile, removing stuff that's not professional, not related to business, and then start building up your friends list, right? Facebook allows 5,000 friends. So technically that's 5,000 people in your audience, and you can kind of cherry pick who you put onto your friends list. A good way to look at it is everybody on your friends list is a potential audience or potential customer, right? So that you don't necessarily have to create a new one if you don't want to. And I would probably even encourage you not to create a new one, because there's a lot. Facebook's usually stricter on new profiles because there's a lot of like spammy stuff, and you're also going to get, it's probably not that big of a deal, but you got to remember, when you like add friends or you send people messages, it's going to pop up brand new Facebook account, right? When you send a message, it's going to tell those people that your Facebook account is new. And it could turn some people off, especially because you got a lot of people spamming crypto and weird opportunities that aren't real. So if you're building a real business, you don't want to like inadvertently be tied to that. You know what I'm saying? I already have 3,500 friends. Yeah. So you can clean up your profile. You can remove your friends, right? You can go through, you can do it manually if you want. I use Friend Filter. I use an app called Friend Filter. I actually clean my friends list pretty regularly. Because in my opinion, as a business owner, there's no point of having tons of friends if they're not interested in what I'm doing. I would rather have 50 friends interested in starting a high ticket info business and ready to invest in themselves than 5,000 friends who kind of think the idea of starting an online business is cool, right? That's my opinion on that. So you don't necessarily, less is more when it comes to building out your audience. I would say quality over quantity is by tenfold, especially if you're like in the high ticket info space. You don't need a massive audience. You don't need thousands of friends to make tons of money, right? I naturally don't have a large audience. My Facebook group just hit 2,100 members. My Facebook profile maybe has 3,000 friends, and I've done six figures in sales in the last year, right? In the last 12 months, done 6 figures in sales. So it's definitely, you don't need a massive audience to do significant amounts of money if you're playing in the high ticket space, which I recommend, especially if you're using like Facebook. It can be kind of harder to convert on passive traffic sources like YouTube or TikTok or anything like that. They can be harder to close those high ticket sales on the front end, but it's not impossible, right? Also, why you have value ladder systems, cheap and expensive trainings that upsell on the back end. So many different variables and aspects to online business that you can really do. So I will probably be doing another Q&A in 2 weeks. Maybe 2 weeks from today, probably at the same time. I try to do these every other week. But if other things come up, this is usually one of the first things that gets taken off the list. If I have my students or anything, if they need coaching calls or they need anything for me, then those are usually my top priority. But it should be in 2 weeks from now. But if you guys have any more questions, feel free to fire them out, or I will start wrapping up this call or the Q&A. Yeah, I mean, if you ever have any questions about any of it, don't hesitate to post in the group. You can make a post in the group and I'll answer anything. I'm here for everybody in this community, right? You guys can post questions, you guys can ask things, you can share stuff, right? I'm more than happy to give feedback on anything that anybody's doing or direction, right? All righty. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody who jumped on the live and the Q&A. Hope all you guys have an amazing day. And I'll see you guys in the next one.